When you give your body what it needs, you guys, your mind, which is intimately connected to the body, it's the operating system of the body, starts to work efficiently. And an efficient mind produces a laser sharp focus. You have better verbal fluency. You have better memory recall. You see what I'm saying? It is very easy in this world, you guys, to think that you're getting proper nutrition when you're actually not. Again, it is very easy in this world, you guys, let me repeat this, to think that you're getting an adequate flow of nutrients when you are not. Most people's diet consists of primarily processed, refined carbohydrates. We are a carb-fueled country, right? And carbs aren't necessarily the problem. It's a lack of ability to say no to them. That's the problem. Human beings tend to do everything in excess. And guys, carbohydrates are why the country is so obese and sick, at least in my opinion. Excess carbohydrates, constantly having elevated blood sugar. It's insane. In fact, when the high carb, low fat diet began to gain traction years ago, that's when the obesity epidemic really started to skyrocket. Before the high carb, low fat diet was a culturally accepted norm, people were nowhere near as obese as they are now. Obesity is everywhere. And I'm not judging. Guys, I used to be close to 300 pounds. I shit you not. I still have some stretch marks on my stomach, etc. I used to be almost 300 fucking pounds. And weight loss is way easier than what they've led you to think. It just is. If you cut back on the processed refined foods, the processed refined carbohydrates, guys, you would be surprised how quickly you can lose weight. I lost a little, either under or over 100 pounds, it's starting to rain, in a year, simply by cutting back on processed foods and riding my bicycle for about 6 to 8 hours a day. And I get many people aren't going to want to do that, but at the time, I wasn't doing like competitive cycling. I had a Redline monocog 29er. It's the name of a bicycle. And I just putzed around town on it, right? Just putzed around. And the fat just melted off. You see, guys, when you eat excess carbohydrates and you constantly elevate your blood sugar, your cells also hold on to excess water, and like it just makes you look pudgy. It ruins your range of motion when you have excess fluid in your system because it's blocking your movement. When you drop excess water weight, you guys, you have more range of motion, you feel better, you feel more limber. And again, it's my personal opinion that a good portion of people's brain fog is directly linked to poor nutrition. Now, some people will say, well, how is that possible? Most people try to eat their best. Trying to eat your best doesn't mean that you're eating your best, guys. Trying in this world is simply not enough. It's just not. And I know that sounds kind of heavy and hardcore, but it's true. If you look at the consumption statistics of what people eat here in the United States, it's a large majority of processed, refined crap, right? Processed, refined crap. And animal products get a huge blame for people's poor health, even though the majority of the country isn't eating 90% or more of their calories from animal products. Most people, and this is largely predicated upon money, most people eat foods that are cheaper, because most people don't have a ton of money to buy the healthiest foods. And what has the system, what has the establishment made cheaper than anything else when it comes to food? Processed, refined carbohydrate crap, processed foods in general. Potato chips cooked in seed oils, and like there's excess sodium in all the processed foods. And excess sodium, especially when eaten in conjunction with excess carbohydrates, that's just going to cause more water weight to pack onto you like you'd never imagine, you guys. So I would suggest, if you have brain fog, that you do a very honest inventory about what you eat. For 1 week, journal everything that you eat, right? Journal it all. Be completely honest with yourself. Leave no stone unturned, or however the fuck that quote goes. Be honest with yourself and document everything that you eat. And then look at the end of the week, what portion of what you've consumed over that week is from processed, refined foods and or carbohydrates, both, essentially. Excuse me, right? So I'm not here to promote a specific diet to you. Everybody has different metabolic needs. Everybody's different. Everybody's genes do play a pretty big factor with nutrition. But I will say, you guys, that for me, what the hell is that noise? For me personally, I thrive on a diet primarily of meat for my macronutrients and fruit for like my polyphenols and my fiber, etc. I consume a Venom shake every day, and I get the majority of my calories currently from, or my macronutrients from, like high-fat beef, high-fat chicken like thighs with the skin on. I know that that goes completely against my old dietary beliefs, etc. But life is about movement, and I had to make some changes, and I'm glad that I did. I'm not against the vegan diet. I used to be a vegan for a very long time.